here. I was not trying to. This is the third video I've tried to do in a row where at the last second something comes up. I'm just replanning some things for the next for tomorrow. For tomorrow, a lot of things happening with me tomorrow. A lot of things are going to really shift. My tomorrow will determine a lot coming up, and I do mean a lot. Let me see if I can get started. And I was gonna turn this on 10 minutes ago, but then I got a series of phone calls and messages that I had to really quickly address. I'm sorry. It's the I am in politics still. I am working on campaigns, and we're got a lot going on here in Florida. Tomorrow's a big forum that a friend of mine's putting on. It turns out that I'm going to be able to do more than I thought I could do. Yes, I like that. I like that. I'm looking for where's my. I'm on the wrong page. Flying around in here. Wait, some bud came in here. I had a door open just a minute or so too long. Here we go. Hold on. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Whip. Okay. Okay, it should start. Give me just a second. Wait for. Oh, whoa. Picked up this cord and I put it down. It's not cord. That's not the cord. It's up there. Here it is. Nope. That's what I want right there. It's alright. It's okay. Doesn't really matter if you're old. It's alright. It's okay. Listen to what I say. It's alright. It's fine. Doesn't really matter if it's alright. It's alright. It's okay. Get it you need today. You can't be. Oh, I hit the button for the live and it clicked it. All right, there's Dennis. There we go. So sound's working. We know that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And actually, what happens tomorrow will affect what I'm going to be doing here about lives and all. Definitely, location is going to change. I just don't know where, and I'll know have a little idea of where I may or may not be going. Okay. Anybody here? No comments. I saw. I did. I was going to open up a. Oh, I got someone else here. Thank you. Let me know who. I don't have a specific thing to draw. If you want to post something, I was going to post. I was going to show a comic book which I pulled. I just got actually got a week ago, and I put it down and where'd I put it? Yeah. Oh, that phone call messages really threw things. Okay. I don't know, so I'll show you this. I'll show you. Oh, all right. Everything's going away. What happened? Just had all right, never mind. I'll get to drawing. If you want to write your favorite thing or something you like to do, that would be great. Um, aha. Well, I just did a number on myself. I'll find this right afterward. Soon as I'm done. Can't believe I just had that hold, but that phone call changed to number. Well, oh, here it is. Put it down here. I picked up a copy of Baby Huey for $2.50. How about that? There we go. I'm well aware of that. 47 years professional. Yeah, I'm pretty. I think you mean your eraser is your choice. My 47 years has me using a white uh, eraser, which you get at Dollar Tree just as good as anywhere else. But I've so many from so many decades. There, I don't even can't even tell you where they're all from. So I share. Yes, this has that wonderful comic booky smell. One really nice guy. I think I showed a little bit of just corner when what didn't take it out of the bag. 25 cents, number 80. Looks like 100 pages from various other comics over the decades. I have some early Baby Hueys, but 25 cents is great. Let's see what year this is. 1968. Not so. This is a newer one. I've got some going back to the 50s. Which is and it's just what's really nice is the storytelling. Is knowing how to tell the story, and the thick and thin lines are just extraordinary. Of course, the more important thing is that you can get a joy buzzer. Get your joy buzzer, guys. 50 cents. Don't miss your opportunity. They may not be around forever. Everybody needs a joy buzzer, like or the X-ray specs. Mm-hmm. Yep. You go with into a store wearing these and just start oohing and eyeing as you look at different people, and they're gonna wonder what you're doing. Say, "I have X-ray specs." Not that you can necessarily see through them, but it's fun to say it at least. Scare the hell out of them. In today's world, people might actually believe that. Wonderful little drawings. Nice inking, nice storytelling. Yeah, nice stuff. This is actually very hard to pull off. Is and that is very simple, maybe even a bit crude in drawing the TV and Baby Huey squishing. Baby Huey is proportionally supposedly huge. Here, suddenly, Baby Huey becomes looks like about 6 feet tall as compared to 8. Still, it's a tough one to pull off because they also want to do the name and the title and squish in the that's a lot to squish in. Either Baby Huey is short or that's a hell of a big TV. But anyway, nice drawing. Well done. Harvey just had some great people drawing. So many wonderful comics. Nice work. All right. I'm going to put Baby Huey size. I've shared a comic. I failed to do that. I think the last two I did. I think I just shook some covers of the one I picked up a week ago. And again, I'm out of the comic collecting business except for things like this. I once had 17,000 and now I don't know if I have even 1,000. Maybe only 500. All right, what am I doing here? Okay, so he mentions art supplies. No, I'd rather not do art stuff with drawn because it just kind of looks kind of cheesy, quite frankly. Why is that looking like that? Looks like it's paper's cut. Was it, maybe that was me. Okay, what am I? Big stuff happening for me tomorrow. No doubt about it. Big stuff. A lot of my direction in life alters. I'm looking for my. Oh, I know it's in here. Just looking for a little, maybe I should do something nice. And I had a little encounter on a page, what's it called? Imgur or something like that. And I post happy little swampy things. And I got attacked. I got attacked badly and have been being attacked. And I kind of just worked on doing something about that. Let's see, I could do something with mice or I could do something with fairies or I did something with fairies. We have holidays coming up. Oh, excuse me. I'm tired. What a last 2 days have been murder. Car wouldn't work, and my life threatened, and all kinds of interesting things happen. Okay, let's see. Let's see something gonna help push others. Yeah, I've done a bunny. I don't know where I'm gonna be July 1st. I'm gonna be able to do bunny, rabbit, rabbit. I'm always doing the same critters. Maybe it's time to do something different. I'm penciling now too, not doing my typical inking. So I think I'm working on some watercolors paper. That needs to be sharpened. Originally had that as a person. Now I'm turning that into a dog. I'm gonna need one of those erasers here. Sure, if I have my. Don't buy that little- I don't know if White's still here. Hello, Jelly Joe. This is I got. I think I got this at Dollar Tree. This is fine eraser. Works on anything. Sometimes I walk around Dollar Tree and I feel guilty. I'm walking around and I'll just buy whatever, just basically paying an admission fee. I've got a couple of these, but these work good because tend to get, and I have loose erasers all over the place. But I'll put in my pocket and they'll get ink on them or something on them, and this kind of protects the eraser. And I do, if you're working with ink, I recommend the white erasers. And really, one is pretty much the same as the other. Oh, well, yeah. I'm such a fan of Pop Shelf. We lost ours here at Ocala, or out here in Ocala. They're closing right now. They're gone. What's happening, Jolly Joe? Oh, Jelly Joe, why not? I have some jelly here. Look at this. This is by Judy Delk. She makes Hickory Hammock Farm. She makes her own jellies, hand makes them, hand does them all. And this is, I believe, is a peach jelly. She gets peaches and she makes jellies and jams. We're Southerners, so we get these kind of things around these parts. Don't want to buy that store brand stuff. Yeah, I do find art supplies not to be all that. That's not Amazon's not the place to buy them. For example, I just helped a friend of mine buy some Amazon art supplies for her daughter, and we're going through 'em, and I was saying, "Gee whiz, if we could go through my friend Dennis Kaminsky, DKR Supplies in Leesburg, he'd give you a big percentage off and save you on all more than this'll be and make it all cheaper." Your local folks you can work with, plus you create a relationship, and they can help you with other supplies down the road. For example, where I am right now, I don't have an art store. Dennis is the closest one, and he's about an hour plus away, hour and a half. He's more, yeah, maybe even 2 hours away. Especially when it comes to pencils and pens or things like this. Oh, and yeah, as I've mentioned before, I certainly have. I have made use of Timu. That's where this pen came from, but pencils and all. I do recommend just going to your local store. And if you're starting out, I was using a Derwent. In fact, that's what we bought online. We bought Derwent colored pencils. My friend bought them for her daughter, and she didn't know what to do, and I helped her with it. Or Derwent. These are very expensive, but they're a pencil. They're no different than a number two, and I'd use a number. Here's a number two right here. Frankly, there's no difference. I just as happily use this as a Derwent. And I admit, when I was starting out decades ago, I thought everything was magic. I had to spend a lot of money to use anything. That's just not true. If you're painting, do put money into a brush. That's about it. And her daughter is really kind of starting out with all the art stuff, so I recommend she her daughter wanted the Derwent. To myself, make sure I draw this fist right. How do you decide or what to draw? I have a million ideas written down, a million photos, thumbnail sketches I want to draw but can't decide. Guess just got to pick up one and just commit. Yes, I completely agree. I mean, I just made this up as I had no idea what was going to be on here. I just made it up as I went, and that's my brain. I love to make things up. I love improvisation. It's it is definitely a strength of mine. I did caricatures. Still do very occasionally, almost very rarely now. But I'm in my 40. In fact, today, I believe today does mark, I think it's the 21st, marks. I'm sorry I didn't think about this. Today marks 47 years since I started doing caricatures. I just turned 16. I was put in front of a overhead projector. Those were dip pens we were using, B6 nibs into real ink, and then drawing on plastic sheets, acetate or mylar. They weren't mylar, it was acetate, cheap acetate, taped to a white piece of paper on an overhead projector that was running about 1,000,000 degrees. And it had 100 people in front of us waiting for drawings because I think they're only $3 each at the time. So people were just snapping them up, and we were drawing hundreds of these things. But I had to figure it out fast. And I was just 16. I never done anything like that before. That's one reason I can take just about anything, get a thick and thin line out of it. Even today. Being a political cartoonist helped a lot too, because those were overnight things where I had to suddenly things had to be turned around quick. Amazing superhero ideas, animal version of Superman's. Well, no, not Superman. I'm not gonna steal for those 2 guys from Columbus, Ohio. Why would I do that? I'm just making up. It's just a guy with a cape, and remember the cape and all came long before Superman, long before Simon and Schuster, Siegel and Schuster. I'm sorry, Siegel and Schuster. Yeah, because the Shadow was already using it. There are all kinds of because they were using them in the silent films, and they go back to the 1800s. Look at the early stuff of Conan Doyle, or what's the British writer? Considered the greatest mystery writer. Ding dang, can't think of his name. Got a bunch of his books. And as I do this, I'm changing that to a glove. So I went from a human hand to a paw. Paw. Can I milk the cows? Paw. Well, we need children to be learn how to milk cows. Yeah, no, just super something, or maybe not super something. I'm not even indicating this cat has powers. Just happens to have a cape on. I think I'll add some money over here. How much should I make the money? Was this cute drawing in post, took a break from drawing, but getting back into it and gonna draw every day again. As they stayed up all night finishing a drawing of a reaper chick, writing a skeleton. Try to draw happy things. Makes you happy and you are gonna be happier drawing it. If you get upset and angry, then your drawing's gonna be upset and angry. You're not gonna be so tickled about doing it all the time. I also would say if you're having some struggles, I draw best with people around. 47 years of caricature, you see. I'm used to having a crowd. So I'll go to a restaurant or something. I'll take a board, or you can go to a coffee shop, whatever. I set that all up against the table, and then I get all kinds of work done. That might help you get some of those 100 billion, gazillion, zillion drawings done if you want to. I have work I should be doing, but this makes me draw. I wouldn't draw otherwise. I'm not motivated. I gotta draw. I don't care about. Oh, there's a dog. He's upset with things. Oddly enough, these critters are going by dollar domination denominations. Oh, that must be them that were riding horses or leaving. Maybe I should have made it the leer. Dog's name is Moose. Maybe I should go see what Moose is. Maybe he thinks he's all by himself. Doggy, doggy, you okay, doggy? Let's see what's going on inside. Doggy, oh, he's looking for you. All right, I'm back. People drove up that the pup didn't recognize. I think he was also looking for his master. Oh, all kinds of stuff. Keep posting it. The character is Super Cat. No, just a cat. Oh, I don't actually. I don't like superheroes with superpowers. I like them just being regular Joes. Have worked hard to be the best they can be and are outstanding at results. That's why I like Batman and Green Arrow. And if I like the heroes, I like them without the powers. In fact, I'm not a fan of Superman. I don't like science fiction. This is pretty ridiculous. Suddenly I given him a foot with toes. Been to Tom McCann, you know. Maybe should have made that. Don't like humans. You know, I don't like humans. If you've heard me here before, you know what stinkers they are. But I do like cats. Kitties should take over the planet. And I'm not a dog person. And thank y'all for being here. If you get a chance, you want to click the thumbs up, or if you haven't subscribed, go right ahead, please. I admit I was off here a lot. In fact, I just put up 2 sped up or I put up 1 sped up drawing one where you'll see me go from a blank page to a drawing, and I've got another one to put up, but I haven't put one up new since almost a year ago. I think the other Jolly Joe was asking. Let me recheck what Jolly Joe first wrote. How do you decide what to draw? I mean, if you've got a list of things to do, then you decide what to draw. Just go do it. Get results. That's the key. Gotta get results. All those lists don't mean a whole bunch if you're not drawing and get the drawings done. I was doing a bunch of lives over at my Facebook page, but it's just getting difficult, and Facebook's got more difficult. If you don't follow, if you're using Facebook and don't follow Mari Smith, you probably want to, or Mary Smith, Mari Smith, just like me, no relation. She keeps you up to date what's going on with Facebook, and they're off in Never Land, justifying jobs over there. So they're adding a bunch of some nonsense. When I started working digitally 41 years ago, I think I could have foreseen that we were going to be slaves to these companies constantly doing updates. And I just noticed I did a short here Friday, and I didn't see it. Let me go back and check. I was along the Florida Trail, very short little hiking thing I did. Yeah, one never have even, always go odd. But I need to get this in here first. Notice how this cat doesn't try to go incognito. The kitties don't need to. Make sure you have fun with the whiskers here. For what it's worth, I try to finish every drawing I start, but sometimes lose interest or don't like it halfway. Should I just follow through anyway and force myself to, yeah, finish it? It gives the more you do things that make you uncomfortable, the more you'll be able to do even more complicated project. I especially state that if you're looking at doing commercial work in the future, because you need to be able to put up with whatever the hell the editor wants. And they may tell you, I mean, you may hate hardest animal to draw are horses. You may maybe ask to draw the charge of the light brigade. And if you want to get paid and do the project, get the next project, you do the project. But drawing the charge of the light brigade, that's a lot of horses. So you're trying to draw all these horses. Just gotta do it. And you gotta figure it all out, make sure it looks right. Then you gotta check costuming and so much else, make sure it works. That's the commercial world. Which I admit has mostly disappeared. It's still out there, but it's nothing like it used to be. Golly, you get work all over the place about 35, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Today, and then worse, people are using this horrible AI stuff, and it looks bad. People are gonna get tired of it. I realized. I keep seeing more and more of it, and I realize how much it all looks the same for the most part. Those who are novices at it, everything looks the same. So folks are gonna get tired of it, and they're gonna have to come up with other ways of doing it. And I don't know if they can. And understand that AI you see is a culmination of everybody who scanned in artwork all coming together as one. I went to the park and took photos. Well, there you go. I also saw ducks and swans at the pond. There's a pond at the park, apparently. The view of Hampstead Heath in London is memorable. In January 2025, I drew a swan. If you're in the, I didn't know if I did. stupid. I didn't know, White, that you're in the UK, but there's so much to do in the UK, for heaven's sakes. All the history you've got alone. There's so much that you could do that. Golly, where do you start? Just capturing so much, and though I know a lot of stuff is changing in your neck of the woods for the worse, as there are those coming in trying to change the mindsets there. Um, are you at Hampstead Heath? You ever watch The Bill? Or we talked about that before. I think The Bill's a great program. You could wander from there. Yeah, so you are definitely in, our Walthamstow. Get out here a little bit. Yeah, get up to the Epping Forest. That's not that. Oh, I guess that is a ways from you. Never mind. Never mind. Um, yeah, there's a lot. Wow. I'd pick up on some of the history and the heritage of the area and put. I mean, you like doing the costumes with all the ballet stuff. Put them into more medieval or 1800s UK. L- uh, Dickens, of course. Sorry. Well, I've lost my. Where's my page for the? Oh, here is it. There we go. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I don't know where Jolly Joe is, but yeah, well, you definitely take full advantage of that. In fact, you work on, one thing in being able to draw is what we're doing is telling a story. Telling a story, that's all. And to tell a story can be drawn, could be written. You can also take pictures. Every time you take a picture, you're telling a story. So think about your set of pictures you're taking at the park. Can you tell a story doing that? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. On my vacation to Japan, I went to Masumoto Castle. There was a swan in the moat. Made for some cool photos. Starting to draw pics from my Japan trip with a ninja throwing a star at the duck. Well, that's one way of having roast duck at night. Yeah, I'll tell you the best depiction I've seen of ninja really is what Frank Miller did in the Daredevil series. What was that, 141 or somewhere in there? I probably have those numbers way off. But that series that Frank Miller did of the character Daredevil and the character the woman, but the way he had these characters throwing shurikens and such, very impressive stuff. I was a youngster at the time. I was fast. It got me fascinated with all that stuff. All right, so there's that. I could erase it. So that's now I don't like. I like this helps protect it, but I don't. When I'm erasing, I'm taking it out. See, look at that. And I'll try to do some more lives too. I've got some work to do. I really need to get it done. I'm got so much. There's a lot going on with me, and tomorrow, as I said, is a very big day. So let's. Oh, I try start using a gray marker to keep this. Till I realize it's a bit too dry. If I want to, I could add color, but I really need to get these other drawings going, get them in color. Should I draw something else? Draw a duck. Whack, whack. Just flip this over and draw a duck. Why not? Here are no pencils at all. Definitely won't be doing one tomorrow unless I do one from the, event I'll be part of. You never know. Oh, I wanna give him some glasses. Oh, and of course, I always like giving hats, so let's give him a hat. Uh-oh, more works. Wait a minute. Takes, place in 1900s Vienna, in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. I made lots of pictures of the characters. Yeah, lots to study there, with because that was, you mean 1900s or late 1800s? I think you mean late 1800s, before everything went kaput. Or you mean just before the war? But it depends how you look at Vienna at the time too. And actually, fascinating thing about Vienna, I mean, it's unbelievable that in the 1800s, Vienna was producing so many abilities going on. So, I mean, so many abilities, so many things being created. So much was coming out of Vienna. It was unbelievable. So many scientific products. I mean, it was a little bit north, but Reuters was created. So much was being created there in the late 1800s. Unbelievable. And then it all got all what out the window with the stupid stuff going on with people wanting power. So I am drinking a little bit of my frosty root beer, the only soft drink I drink. Oddly enough, oh, that's good I'm saying this for Father's Day. My father liked frosty root beer, so it's the only soft drink I drink, appropriate for Father's Day. And I don't know who's a man, what woman here. I guess Jolly Joe's a lady. Well, happy and Skull Crawler Gaming. Well, I tried crawling a skull once and I got arrested, but that's something else entirely. If you're a father, happy Father's Day to you. And thank you for participating. If you like what I'm doing, a thumbs up, I appreciate. She like to put a tie and all, but it's going to get in the way of this. I'm going to be a little vague here. Well, is he maybe at Paddington Station? You think? I think we'll make him an. Maybe he's at Blackpool, waiting for the horses to run. Oh, here, yeah. So I did enough here where I can come and do that. Ooh, that'll work right in there. Oh, so what are you drawing? Well, that's a good question, Skull. If only I knew what I was drawing. I'm just making this up as I go. We'll just start. We're talking about ducks. Both of them were Jolly Joe and White. We're both talking about ducks. Okay, and White's in the UK. I don't know where you are, crawling gaming. That's really would help Monopoly if they added skulls and such. And their tale, yeah, so many great tales about ducks. Little golden books used to have so many duck stories all in them. Good luck finding those today. Everybody's upset about everything. What am I going to do here with this duck? Quack, quack. Of course, I'm in Florida. We got ducks everywhere. Oh, look, it's Teresa Farrington. I don't think she has a duck in here. Yeah, Teresa, you got any ducks around you? Both Jolly Joe encountered ducks in Japan, and White up above, was just over in Hampstead in the UK, encountered ducks. But you're in Pennsylvania, aren't you now? Any ducks where you are? I have no idea what this duck is doing. I hope this all makes sense when I get done. I do miss it. That's what I do miss about caricature, Teresa. All right, White's leaving, hitting the road. Have fun in the UK. Say hello to everybody for me. You see one of the bill out there, just kind of shake his hand and her hand and say thank you for being out here for us. You say Frank Burnside, say the same thing. You leave tomorrow for Pennsylvania. Well, safe travels. Oh, my car wouldn't start. Oh, I've had a fun last 48 hours. I may be heading out to Pensacola and go live in a camper for a while. I think we did talk about that because that's what you're going to be doing here for a month or so or more. Yeah, find out tomorrow if that works out. I may go out there. I just don't like because I'm working on so many political campaigns here, and I'm going to have to pick. Well, I'm going to be able to work on our gubernatorial campaign. In fact, I was talking to the candidate yesterday, our gubernatorial candidate, Paul Renner, and I'll work on Paul's campaign out in Pensacola and Escambia, Okaloosa, and I'm sorry, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties, and maybe even further. The problem's gonna be but tomorrow see Mike. I went out to look at a place to possibly be to move to out in an area known as Salt Springs, Florida, where I'll be there 24 hours from now for another thing. I came back, had dinner with a friend, and I got in my car, and the car wouldn't start. And we didn't know what. The friend I was with knows everybody in this community of Fort McCoy. And also, suddenly I have 5 people trying to figure out what's wrong with my car as it's getting dark, as a torrential downpour drenches us all. And we spent hours there. Finally, 2 of the friends came back with a little trailer thing, put the car on the trailer. You're gonna like this. So, I mean, heaven sent. And my car was towed 45 minutes to a car lot where I'm thinking about getting my car where I like to get my car traded in, but I'm supposed to wait till next month. So I get it over there. About 11 o'clock at night, we put the car in the parking lot. Go he's and the guy's name's McCall. He he straightened up the wheel as as the key with a fob on it and just turns it, and it starts once, twice, thrice. We spent hours in the pouring rain, couldn't get started. It starts in the dealer parking lot. So I talked to the folks the next day. They also were able to start it. So the deal is I'm bringing it back tomorrow morning. I got it back where I'm living right now, and I'm going to go back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., and we'll see about doing a trade thing. But apparently occurred is the key fob got water in it during the torrential rain and wouldn't operate right. I'm not getting a new key fob until I find out if I'm going to be trading in the car, which I hope to do. We'll see. All right, that's more than what Crawling Skulls wanted. I think Crawling Skulls were you going to use that as a name for somebody, weren't you? Once I saw someone with their pet duck in their passenger seat, walking second guessing what I saw. Yeah, it was a awful day, awful few days here. And so tomorrow morning I'll find out about trading in my car. and I'll find out about the camper situation also tomorrow. So I may have a better idea what I'm doing. Unless someone comes up with something better or different, that's what I'm gonna have to probably do because I'm a planner, macro, not micro, and this is getting real tight for me, and I don't wanna get crazy town. I wanna give him a suitcase real badly. Oh, so the White from England left, and that's where this takes place, someplace in the UK. I was thinking Paddington Station, maybe I'll stay with that idea. So I like to answer kind of something Jolly Joe asked, and Teresa knows this. I like to make things up as I go. I love improv, so I like having a number of elements and then just making things up from it. And that's what I did with caricature. I draw someone's face. I didn't care about that, but then I want to know all about them, and I take pieces and parts of that and tell their story. We're back to storytelling again. The more you can realize you're telling stories, the better. And a skull and crossbones stuck around. Where's skull and crossbones from? You should get your you should go get some, Teresa. I just oh, did I put that? No, I don't know what that comic book I was showing. But you should go somewhere and find some cheap, happy comic books like this. I found these in an antique store. I think there were 5 of them for $4, and give them to your grandchildren just so they can see some happy stories about happy little characters. Isn't that nice? Like a cloud, a dark cloud, where Casper is talking to the dark cloud. Little children just see these things. And also, they're so well drawn. Golly. Look at that inking. Nice work. Nice work if you can get it. Just wonderful little drawings. I just think little children need these happy stories. I don't know where you are, where you might find them, but I bet you're driving so far, you're gonna go by somewhere that's gonna have these. Or, of course, I always talk about the Kinder Joys, which have toys. Here, let's see what's in here. Oh, I've used that before to influence what I'm gonna draw. We've just seen that. I like the German chocolate too. I like, you never know. Always something complicated. Sometimes it's really easy. Like, I got a lizard here a couple days ago. I was doing this. Well, it works when you drop the parts. I like it because now children have to figure out how to put this together, and they actually end up with a working toy, and it didn't cost much of nothing, and it keeps them creative and thinking. And I try to put this together, but I better let me keep drawing. A little more complicated than I thought. Well, try to find some of those comics. I'd give you these to go give them. I bet somewhere you're driving, they're gonna have maybe someone does. I admit they're not as easy to find, and these were particularly inexpensive. And I like to if I can put a pattern, I like to. If you follow, Shay White once said, "Well, I think Shay White's a girl," I found out. I think, I don't remember. But Shay keeps her drawings or his drawing very simple, and I like to add designs if I can. Make the drawings a little more interesting with a like Sue. You can add little dots here, do a little this, and suddenly you've got textures. I wanna give him a suitcase. So you all packed, Teresa? So I may be packing here. I don't know how I'm gonna get everything in my storage room if I don't go to Pensacola, and I'm not gonna go there for a long time. I just need short term. I say that now. So I want get a better sense of When you draw on the ground, just add some little circles and make it look like it's the ground. It's not just that's something white does it could do I've mentioned before, white's very set in how white draws, but do more with reflection off the floor of all the ballet dancers, a little extra. Gives a sense of place. You always wanna have a sense of place, always, no matter what it is. And I need to catch up on whatever's been written here. We had a storm. Oh, wait, yeah. Flood every Yeah, that's Florida. We always are flooding out here. That's why we can't have data centers. But you won't. But all these people are from out of state, and they're all saying, "Oh, we got to have data centers." No, one hurricane, they're gone. That's what I was saying to Teresa. They should out with her in Oklahoma. That's more practical. Yep, very. That's Florida. Need I say more? Yeah, yeah. My sister was the one when I was collecting comics. I never collected Casper. My sister did. So when I was divesting myself of comics, I think I held on to them. I'm not exactly sure where they are, though I'm quite certain they're in Palm Bay. But I just saw those for $4. I think there were 4 or 5 comics in there. I thought, "I'm gonna get them. I'll share them with folks like y'all." Well, that's a good idea. So hopefully that reads. Yeah, I should s somebody say, "You should stop while you're ahead." I'm difficult this way. My time with the city of Orlando really helps when drawing things like this because I had to sometimes depict cityscapes for whatever reason. Well, that's what Jolly Joe and White were talking about. How or White went to Hampstead and Jolly Joe went to Japan. They took pictures during their trip, and then they're drawing from them. There's up, Teresa. It can even be quick sketches you do while you're going through all the states you're going to go through. If I go to Pensacola, I'm going to be very close to Alabama line, so I may go into Alabama. I've been like all of us. We all started off drawing. Just along the way, a lot of us quit. I didn't quit. Should have, but I didn't. I was fortunate to have a very good elementary school art teacher. Best teacher, best teacher overall. Elementary, junior high, high school. I went to the Ringley School of Art. I went to the Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Art. I went to Rollins College studying philosophy and political science and water. But my best teacher was Nancy Engel in elementary school. She she had us doing 3D and animation, doing animation in the third grade. Admittedly, I was able to draw and do it. I was drawing at a level where I could, but still, she got you doing the stuff. She still does. She's still with us, and you get around her, you're gonna. Teresa would love being around her. You get around her, you're gonna be doing all sorts of things you never thought of, in ways you never thought of. Just very inspiring. She's up in the mountains, North Carolina. I have no idea. I'm just making. I don't even know what this critter is. Yeah, I just did 2 eyes, and I guess that's a nose. I drew him very close. Let me see if I can make separate that a little bit. What should that be? I don't know what that could be. Wish I didn't draw those so much like fingers and more like they're little. Let's indicate this is a child. This wasn't popular in the UK. It was very popular here in the States, but a beanie tends to tell the tale. I don't really care much for how I just did that, but all right, it'll work. Mm. Did I answer how I got into drawing? And then, as I said, Teresa, if you're still here, I believe today marks it is June 21st. I believe is when I started drawing caricatures in 1979. This officially marks 47 years. Tomorrow I go into my 48th year, and I'm gonna the folks who helped me with my car situation, the two guys, I'm gonna do a nice caricature drawing for them, watercolor. Now Teresa's about to make a trip. She usually flies, and when she does caricatures of the airline staff. I mean, that's how she so easily gets thrown off a plane. You'd be amazed. It's absolutely astounding. They get assaulted, toss her out. They usually toss her out in a bag of peanuts too. It's just all right. I don't know what this rabbit creature is doing. I hope that reads as a rabbit. I'm not sure if it does. And that should be a little. That should be so much smaller. What does? Oh, with a beanie. Yeah, Dave Boyer's up in Rochester, New York. He does caricatures up there. He wears a beanie, or used to. He doesn't do caricature anymore, so he doesn't. He is one who's officially retired. Yeah, Debbie Schaefer said she ain't retiring. She going. In a lot of ways she can't. Her mother's 97, I believe. Bella. I need to call. Uh, Debbie and I were talking, and one of us had to leave. I can't remember which, but promised to call back, and I haven't yet. I should probably find out what I'm doing before I call her because she'll just ask. And I won't have any answers because I don't. I'll know tomorrow. I mean, I'll have an idea. I'll know whether or not I'm going to Pensacola tomorrow or not. And now I got to do a mad dash to find it somewhere else. And that's not going to be fun at all. All right. So there we are. Somewhere maybe in Paddington Station. A little piece of paper there. It just helps this whole thing move a little better. Yeah, I should do that caricature on here. It's gonna be involving a big bear. Oh, good. So that does read as a beanie. Well, how's that? What time is it? 8 o'clock? I hit it on the nose. That's pretty good. I do mean to only do these for an hour. If you do like what I'm doing, I'll give you a thumbs up me and you come back or maybe even subscribe. I appreciate it. I've been stagnant. I was able to do many lives here for a while. I'm trying to get back. At the same time, I just learned I gotta move. So there'll be a gap of some sort, but I'm gonna try to keep going. I may do a live maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. If I'm here, I'll try to do one. So I get back into the swing of these regularly to some extent. But Teresa, you're when did you say you're leaving? Yes, thank you, Joe. Set him up, Joe. Got a little story needs to be told. When you say you're leaving, Teresa? You put it here. Howdy. Tomorrow. Okay, well, safe travels tomorrow and be careful. Take lots of photos and have fun out there. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, the Screaming Skull guy and White and anyone else who's been here. Thank you very much. I'll see y'all later. Rob Smith here. Have a good night. Good night. Good night.